It's the Small Town Business Life podcast with Dave Scott. Today, I'm joined by Jenny from Dover Cheese. Great to see you, Jenny.
Great to see you as well.
You know what? I don't. How long you been doing this now? I honestly, I don't know. How long?
September 22nd, 2013 was when we opened the Dover Cheese Shop. It did exist before. It was called Say Cheese. And a little guy named Bernie owned the cheese shop. And I took it over on September 22nd, which is very memorable because it is also my wedding anniversary. It's a
Good for
big
you.
day.
It's a big day.
Sadly, the cheese shop usually takes precedence on the anniversary, but
And over the years, one of the things I've appreciated about you, getting to know you, I mean, we've had so much fun together. We did the Christmas
yeah,
videos. We did 4 or 5 of those together, and you're always just so much fun. And
thanks.
you've always helped us out, with me especially, because I get stuck and with gift baskets at Christmas or, cheese trays. All of a sudden, I got an event I got to go to. You've always been there to help me, and I do appreciate that. And I want to spend a little bit of time right now talking about you. How many different types? You get over 100 different types of cheeses there? I don't
Yeah,
know.
so over 150 different kinds. They change seasonally, of course. We're going into milking seasons here soon for goat cheeses. We'll be hitting the market. So just depends kind of on the season. And at Christmas, we carry some really special cheeses that only come out during the holidays. But at least 150 cheeses are always in this store at a time, sometimes more.
And I got to ask too, because I want to step back for a sec, because I did want to ask this question. Why cheese? How did you sort of gave us a little bit breakdown about the business starting, but what drove you to this?
So I've always loved cheese. It's always been a thing for me. And when I used to visit the store in Port Dover, and like, really, why cheese? Like, why not cheese?
There you go.
I genuinely love cheese. Over the years, places me and my husband traveled, like when I was in university and stuff, we'd always have to stop at a cheese shop. And I always thought, like cheese shops are just cool and they're fun and they're different. I think cheese is truly beautiful. It's very unique. A lot of love goes into making, that piece of cheese for people. I think it's really special. And I love the nerdy side of it. Like I love to meet the cheesemakers and learn why they do what they do to create these beautiful and delicious little creations. So yeah, I used to visit the store and Bernie would always say like, gosh, kid, like you should do this. And I was in marketing and advertising at the time, not in cheese. And I went home one day and I told my husband, you know what Bernie said today? He said I should buy that cheese shop. And my husband said, you should. So that's so why cheese? Why not cheese?
That's exactly, and like you said, it's something that we've all grown up with and just
Yeah.
appreciate. It could be an old cheddar to whatever, but it's always there. A mozzarella, something that just
Yeah.
takes just
It has a
hits the
lot of
flavor profiles.
nostalgia for people, right?
Yeah,
Like people
every
come
mozzarella.
in all the time and their eyes light up when they taste something that gives them this memory, of like, oh, I remember when my dad always had old cheddar and, when they taste that, it's just, I don't know, it's the cheesy things in a Dutch that I really love about our customers in this business is like bringing back a memory that means something so much to people through something they taste or
And it,
smell.
and it's that family heritage, right? Like it's that lineage. Like
Yeah.
you know that when you said about they say about their dad, and that was my first thought was old
Yeah.
cheddar and crackers, right? Like
Yeah.
that was the thing.
Totally.
And it just kind of resonates because then you're just like, oh, it was so good, right? And
Yeah.
you associate it. I would probably associate it more with Christmas. I mean, I think all the holidays of any
Yeah,
type,
for
there was
sure.
always cheese everywhere. It seemed, but
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and with that, now you stepped into your own business and you've seen growth. Obviously, you've been going for forever, but you don't just sell cheese. So talk a little bit more about what the other things are that are in the store if they haven't been there.
So in the store, so everything that we carry here is not just like thrown on the shelves. It's important to us. We take the time to get to know the people behind the products. So we carry chocolate from Le Chocolat, which is in Brantford. It's all handmade Belgian style chocolate. It's delicious. We carry things that are going to go perfectly on your cheese trays. So we have olives, we have spreads, we have tapenades, and then we carry, of course, some dry cured meats, salamis, those sorts of things. And then we also carry olive oil and balsamic vinegar. So we have a tasting bar for olive oil and balsamic vinegar. We're a lot about that. Like we want you to come in and taste things here and fall in love with it before you take it home. There's nothing worse than heading home with something that you change your mind on the minute you try it. So we want you to come in and taste things. So the olive oils and balsamic vinegars, we have a tasting bar that you can try them, and then we bottle them off for you. So there's 4 different olive oils, 4 different balsamic vinegars. They do change sometimes. And then we also have some products that we don't necessarily have in the canisters that you can try too.
Was it now with your progression, the stores sort of, what as I've seen over the years, you just sort of keep expanding into different items and sort of seeing what the folks want to try and have. Is that you? Do you mind me saying that? Like you're looking around at other stores. I know you're seeing what's going on in the marketplace, but
Yeah.
you seem to have this touch where you just know what's going to be next. How
Yeah,
explain that to me?
I listen a lot to our customers.
Okay.
So it started with me of, trying the things that in here that I loved personally. And sometimes that's the route too, is finding something that I love and then getting people's feedback on it. And, sometimes things flop and that's disappointing. And you think, oh, this would have done so well.
Right.
And it just doesn't. But a lot of the times, I've really centered the business around customers because it's all about what they want. So it's the customer experience, it's the things that they're looking for. We'll try anything once, and really asking them like, "Oh, why did you love this?" Or "You were at a party. What did they have there? Tell me more about it."
Yeah.
And yeah, we're always listening to what they like and need and want to see and hear, and that's important, right? I think so often it's in a business, we kind of forget to listen to the people that buy the products. What is it that you like and what is it that you need? And how do we make this whole thing easier for you?
And that brings me to your staff because I feel like they're an extension of you.
Oh,
Like,
great.
because when you go in there, and we've all been to a store where maybe, that person doesn't really want to be working that day, but I've never ever once had that with your
Yeah.
guys because
Thank you.
they're present. They want to see what you want to do and
Yeah.
help you get the product that you want to see, try. But is that instilled or do you just find those types of people that really fit with your thinking?
It's both, I'm so lucky. Like I have the best cheese family. But it's really important to me. So my success personally, I feel comes from their success. So, I really try to be a leader that empowers them to make decisions, feel good about their job every day. It's super important to me that we are proud of where we work. So it's very quick to I we will know some if they start and they're not a good fit, you're going to know the first day, right?
Yeah,
Like we're a
yeah,
lot. This
yeah.
everybody in this shop, they really care about this business, not just me. And so, it's infectious. We had a girl who started with us that used to work at a chain restaurant last summer, and she said, like, now I'm going into Marshalls and saying hello to people. Like she said, this is like this environment. You just want to be friendly and you want to go over and above. And that is exactly what our team does. Like they genuinely care about like who's coming over tonight. What are you doing? What are you looking for? And we want to make your experience here great. And yeah, it's truly what we're all about. And it does start with me. I believe that being a good leader is just definitely leading by example. But I also think it's important to be authentic. So I encourage them to, yeah, like put the bubbles on, but don't feel like you have to be super extra like me. Be yourself. But, you know, it's important to want to be here and service our customers. It's a lost art and a lost thing of people saying hello when you walk in a store and being grateful for the money that they spend with you.
I
So
appreciate, yeah,
yeah,
and I
we appreciate it. I always we always say thank you just for walking in the door today. Thank you for coming in and, and spending your money that you worked hard for.
I like to. It's kind of one of those things that I believe in my business too. Is like I am the owner, I am present. Like
Yeah.
you're that way too. Because if I call you and say, "Hey, about this," and you will have, I get to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have that conversation. And in business these days, that's disappearing rapidly. Where
Absolutely.
you can actually have that one-on-one, or your staff smart enough too. They'll walk you through something really quick and help you.
Yeah.
And I just think I'm glad you brought that up because I think one of the questions I wanted to throw at you was if you saw someone starting out in business today, what would you say about hiring staff? And you sort of answered that. But I mean, those things are important, aren't they?
They're so important. And your team is the extension of you. You know, at first I feel like as a business owner, you try to do it all. And I very quickly realized like this is not about me. This I have to build a team that pulls this thing together. Like I can't do this all on my own. So yeah, the finding the right people and I just am I can't say it enough. I'm so grateful for the people that I have behind me because it's without them none of this would happen. And I try to keep them involved in the day-to-day things. And you know, when things are not great, I let them know that too. You know, here's our challenges. How do we fix this together? Because it's not about me. And they're here day to day too. So they need to know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if they're not informed, they can't make decisions.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? And I think
Yeah.
that's part of it too, because you go some places and they're not in today, but nobody can help you,
Yeah.
right? And then you feel like you're always being stuck or pushed back, and you want a resolution. You want to be able to work with that business and provide opportunities all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do weddings as well and
We
big parties?
do. We
Okay,
do. We do a
explain
lot
that.
of big events. So, you know, that's truly an art. And I did them for a number of years. And then we've hired Shelby. So, Shelby does all of our trays and all of our events now. And she is exceptional. Very often I'm looking back at like the pictures of the weddings I did. And I'm like, let's put those away because Shelby's are so much better. So, Shelby, she's really an artist. Like, she takes pride in those giant tables. So we do weddings and events. So we can do small events or, you know, weddings up to 300 people. Last summer we did, I think it was 24 feet of cheese
What?
and cheese, meats, chocolates. Like the displays are insane. They're absolutely beautiful. And those are called grazing tables. So depending on the size of your event, it's great to just, we come and set up everything and we take it all down at the end and people can just nibble throughout the evening if you like, you know, or it's their appetizer course for weddings. We're very booked this summer, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy it, and it's special to be part of people's special day. We don't take that for granted.
And I've seen you at Christmas with the baskets. I
Yeah,
mean,
basket mania.
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you must start prepping for that in October because
I'm prepping now.
oh my goodness, yeah, we're
Yeah.
broadcasting in March.
Yes.
Really?
So it's
Really?
crazy. Yeah, like the cheeses that we select for those baskets. Yeah, they're selected. All of my cheese ordering for Christmas will be done by June.
Holy smokes, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah, it's
That's how big they become too, really. Like that's that personal touch that we talked about.
yeah.
That's the one
So
thing that I
this
do
year
appreciate.
we actually purchased we finally got a new bigger cooler, but and it's really because of the growth of the baskets during the Christmas season and the volume that we do at the Christmas season. But we used to rent another cooler, so we had two walk-in coolers and they were just full of baskets, and then that wasn't even suitable. So yeah,
I think
basket mania.
but I think it goes back to that earlier conversation we had today about that nostalgia, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. People love giving. And, you know, we used to change the baskets every year. And then people didn't necessarily love that. They wanted the
The
same,
consistency.
they wanted to give the same basket to their grandpa the next year because he
Yeah,
loved it the year before.
yeah.
So, you know, you'll find we tweak them slightly and we change things just to keep them fresh, but we tend to do kind of the similar thing every year because that's what people like. And we've got, we call her our basket elf, Jess Bowman from Matt's Fruit Barn. That's her area of expertise. And she runs that basket program like you wouldn't believe.
It's funny, over the years now, like you said, when you look back at what you did at a wedding and what what your
Yeah.
staff does now,
Yeah.
you're like, and see how far it's come. And I think I do like that point because you're working on your business, not in your business. So you're
And I love
growing it as you
that.
go. Yeah.
I love to give the team, and I'm always here. You know, it's as me and Shelby are going through some of the growing pains in her role as the events coordinator. You know, I'm here to help her and guide her to not fall, but at the same time, there's certain things I let her kind of experience and figure it out. Of
Yeah.
oops,
It's part
ouch.
of it, right? Yeah. It's part of it.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, so I'm. You know, I like to guide them, but also let them make it their own because it's not just because it's something I did doesn't mean it was the right way to do it, right? Let's see how she does it and watch her succeed or fail, and we'll figure it out from there.
Where do you see it going? Like, I mean, one of the things before the pandemic, I know you and I have talked off air about this in the past. I remember just like, oh my God, what do I do? Right. And we
Mhm.
moved more towards podcasting and doing other things on
Yeah,
film. But at the same time, like in your business, when we see, some of as business people, you and I, some of the trials and tribulations we've already had to face in the last 20 years in business is incredibly crazy.
Yeah.
Where do you see, what do you project? Where would you like to see your business in the next 5 to 10 years?
That's a hard
I know,
question. That's
but
a
your
really good.
growth is incredible, right? Like it's
Yeah.
good.
I'm kind of at a place right now that I really love in the cheese shop. And I'll be honest, this weekend, I worked in the store and I'm not here on the day to day every day anymore because my team is so great. They don't need me here every day, all day. And this weekend I was working on the floor and I was just kind of going around talking to customers, hearing about their weekends, and the team behind me just had it like Stacy, who runs the day-to-day operations in the
Yeah.
store. She's got the team. We can all read each other's cues. And I walked to the back and she said, this is what you should be doing, Jenny. Look at you just loving you're like loving this. Like you're
Yeah.
hanging out with the
Taking it
customers
in.
all
Yeah.
day. And so, I feel like it's hard for me to say where we're going to be at 5 years because at 11, I just got to the point where I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted this business to be. Everybody's proud of where they are and everyone's thriving. So maybe in 5 years, I'd like to see one of these team members running this store or owning this store. Like we've built a really great business here. And, I don't know. It's hard for me to say because
Yeah.
I'd be so scared to leave it too. But at the same time, it's like, this is such a great position for somebody to walk into, right? Like it's a business that you can really love and it loves you back.
It's a nice model, what you've been able to build and sort of see grow now. And there'll be other opportunities to expand in other areas that you want to go to.
For
But
sure. For
quick
sure.
question, how long's Stacy been with you? She's been with you a while, right?
Oh, 10 years in
10
May.
years. Wow.
Me and Stacy, oh, Stacy is my sidekick. Like the tears we've had together, the parties we've had together for things we've succeeded on. My gosh, like yeah, I could never have done this without Stacy. She is my ride or die, and we are literally like sisters. Sometimes we butt heads, and I really appreciate that about our relationship. That she can tell me like, "Hey, not the best idea on that one," or the other way,
Yeah.
of this was great. Now, how do we build it? So, and really, like I I almost feel like it's impossible to find somebody who loves your business the same way that you
Yeah.
do, and I have found that in Stacy. Like she is just as passionate about this place as I am, and it's
She,
going to make me cry.
well,
She is just so great, really.
she's the yin to your yang, right?
She is. She is.
She's that balance you need, right, in
Yeah,
business,
and
just
our
like both.
customers, Stacy is family to them too,
Yeah.
and yeah, she just means the world to all of us here. Yeah.
It's interesting when, I mean, one of the things I found over the years with business is I always appreciate that people have ideas of what I should be doing. You know what I
Yes.
mean? In my
Yes,
business, and I'm sure you do too.
I
And
do.
I always I was like, it's funny when you said that about, you do something, it doesn't work, and you're like, and I always think back to somebody that maybe said, "Oh, you should do this in yours," and then you go, "Oh, yeah, maybe I'll try that." But then when you look at it realistically, because you are the business, you understand why it wouldn't work, and you try and and I just stopped trying to explain to people like, "No, that's not what I do."
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
But I mean, what you've been able to do with yours in that sense is you understood the growth and let your staff do it. And I
Yeah,
think that's critical. And you probably, like you said, somebody may say to you, "Oh, get this cheese in." And you go, "Well, we tried that,
yeah,
but," right?
yeah,
There's always that fine line of understanding what you need to do and how you need to do it to succeed down the road, isn't there?
absolutely. And when somebody says bring in that cheese, saying, "Okay, so we did and it didn't do well. It was a flop." Like cumin Gouda. Everybody asks us for spice Gouda here all the time. Every time we bring it in, it's a flop. So
Yeah.
sometimes I'm looking at it from was it the wrong time of year? Is it truly
Yeah.
a flop? Or did we drop the ball? Did we not sell it? Did we not let people try it? Like, so it's not just always such an easy answer of no, we've brought that in, it's not going to work. But do we try it again and how do we approach it differently this time? Right. And then if it's a flop again, okay,
Yeah. Well,
it's not.
what are the top 3 or 4 cheeses in Dover? Like, what are people always wanting?
Okay, so Five Brothers, which is from Woodstock.
Okay.
And, probably because it's one of our favorites here too, right? So we love it. And, it's so great because people try it and they're like, this is the best cheese I've ever had. And we're like, oh no. So Five Brothers is always our top seller. And then Merlot Bellavitano, so from Wisconsin, which might be touchy subject. But it's a washed rind cheese is washed in Merlot wine. And it's like a Parma-Asiago blend. It's salty, it's sweet, it's so good. It's always our top seller. And then Grand Creme de Laine, which is a triple cream brie. It literally spreads like butter. So that one, and then we've now got the shot. I know you said three, but I can't give you three. So in the same world as the triple cream brie, we've introduced the Chateau de Bourgogne, which is literally butter, and it is pretty neck and neck with the Grand Creme. So
When you brought that up too, and I'm not going to go down that road, but do you have diversity of cheeses from all over the world?
all over, yeah. So Canadian, which most of the Canadian cheeses that we carry in here, I have been to their facilities. Actually, I can't think of any that I haven't been to. Yeah, I've been to all of them,
Wow.
and we try them. We meet the cheesemakers. Those are mostly all picked by hand here, and then we carry import cheeses. So we carry a lot of English cheddars and flavored cheeses from England and the UK. Then we've got things from Wales, all over France.
I didn't realize that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, everywhere. We carry all different cheeses. And again, they change all the time. It just kind of depends. Like we've got Swiss cheeses and what's in season is going to change too, right? So
So how do you know the palate of the local people? Like, I mean,
we try it. We let you
yeah, that's, I
taste
mean,
it.
you go and try it, but I mean,
No,
oh,
we
this
let you
wouldn't,
try
oh, no, but I mean, like
it.
before you even purchase it, you like, oh, I don't know if they would like this. Like,
That's a really good question. So, I talk to a lot of other cheese shop owners, and
yeah,
it's interesting because certain things, like one thing that I find very interesting is that a lot of different cheese shop owners tell me like, oh, I'm either all white cheddar or they're all colored cheddar, and their customers don't really fluctuate. Now,
hmm,
in Dover, we like both. So, so yeah, that's trial and error, I would say. And then flavored cheeses. So that's a seasonal thing for me a lot. Like I know coming into the summer months, we're going to carry more kind of unique pesto goudas or lavender gouda, things that people maybe all in Dover wouldn't buy, but the
right.
tourism
That's
market
what was, that was my next
wants to see
question. Yeah.
something different,
Yeah.
right? And it's interesting too because people in Dover, like their palates change, and I find the snowbirds when they go south, then when they come back, they want a lot of the cheeses that they've had when they were in the States. So we'll bring those in this spring. So it changes, and yeah, when we try something new, it's usually we don't really go too crazy, I would
Yeah.
say.
You're sort of feeling the market out to make sure it's what you want to see or what they
Yeah,
want to see, I guess, too.
yeah, for
And
sure.
you,
People bring us ideas, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, let's try it. Let's see.
And you kind of hit it with the tourism because I was going to go there next, but that you nailed that. This is, I was surprised how much I've learned today in 25 minutes about
Oh, wow.
cheese.
It's already been 25 minutes.
I know you and I could go forever, and then
I can
people
just
would be like,
gab. You get me started about cheese. I can just gab, gab, gab all day.
I just think too with the wines and like you guys always, it's just nice. It's nice that
Yeah.
you
And I
go into
forgot.
the
Yeah.
shop, feel comfortable, relaxed, know you're going to be taken care of. Like those are the things that I really appreciate about your business, and you're
Thank you.
fun. You are always your staff always fun. So how
Thank
do
you.
people get a hold of you? If they've never been to Dover Cheese, I can't believe somebody's
I
never
can't
been there.
believe it. I
Fire
meet the
away.
occasional person, but my goodness, yeah, if you haven't been here, come and see us. We're at 307 Main Street, so right across from Powell Park in Port Dover. Dovercheese.com. Our website is awesome. If I do say so, I spend a lot of time doing that thing. And we have most of the products online. So you can order right on the website. We deliver, or you can do an in-store pickup. And yeah, we're open. So coming into the summer months, we will be open on Sundays, but otherwise we are closed on Sunday, Monday. So we are Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5. But then, yeah, in the summer months, we'll have some extended hours, and Sundays are part of that.
Thanks for doing this today. Really
Oh,
appreciate
thanks
it.
for having me. This was great and painless. Thank
Bye,
you.
Jenny.